What's up, people? This is RGC and welcome back. This is my yearly Nintendo Wii collection for 2016. This is one of my largest game collections, if not my largest. I believe it is my largest. This little background information on the Wii. The Wii is a 7th gen console. It sold over 100 million units worldwide. It actually outsold the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. The thing is, most hardcore or traditional gamers preferred the PlayStation 3 or the 360 in comparison to the Nintendo Wii. The Nintendo Wii was a console when it was released. It was hard to keep on shelves. Pretty much everyone bought one. It really appealed to the casual gamer market, hence why it may have been so successful. The thing is, though, is that when you have a successful console, many publishers and developers are going to want to release games for your console, and it gets kind of hard to regulate. And that is why the Nintendo Wii has such a large library of games, some of which are good, but of course the Nintendo Wii is notorious for having a lot of shovelware or bad games. So looking back at that, that may be one of the reasons why the Nintendo Wii was not really taken seriously and or is kind of looked down upon when you discuss gaming with a person that's more of a hardcore or traditional gamer, because they likely chose the 360 or the PlayStation 3. Anyway, this is my collection. Some of the games are good, some of them maybe not, but the thing is, I haven't had an opportunity to play a lot of these games, so feel free to let me know what you think. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, let's start out the collection with the relaxing games. Fantasy Aquarium World, Deepak Chopra's Leela. I don't know, it's supposed to be some type of relaxation meditation game. I don't know if I said it correctly or not, whatever. Then we have Endless Ocean and the sequel Endless Ocean Blue World. Moving on to some racing games. I don't know if this is shovelware or not, you tell me. We have Jimmy Johnson's Anything with an Engine. Just saw it published by Konami. You never know. Seems interesting, I guess. Potential shovelware, I don't know. Heathcliff, The Fast and the Furriest. Anyway, classic British motor racing. Mario Kart Wii, finally ran across the first party title there. Speed. Mini desktop racing. Kart Racer. Ford Racing Off-Road. Ferrari Challenge. GT Pro Series. Moto GP. Jeep Thrills. Indianapolis 500 Legends. I'll tell you, kind of keep an eye out for certain publishers when it comes to these games. Certain ones tend to be a little bit harder to find, like a Destineer, some of the bold published titles, or bold gaming, as well as some of the virtual play games. Just a little heads up for you collectors out there. GT Club, Super Mini Festa. Some of the Konami titles are kind of harder to find as well. Off-Road Extreme Quad ATV Baja Special Edition. Wow, that's a long name. Okay, another bold title here. See in the bottom right corner. Kawasaki Quad Bikes. Need for Speed Undercover. Penny Racers Party Turbo Q Speedway. Let's see, Excite Box Trick Racing. And a launch title, I believe, for the Wii, Excite Truck. And back to the collector aspect of the Wii, I do believe certain racing games may maintain some value for the Wii. I'm not getting into pricing and them being considered rare or whatever, but I do believe some of the racing titles will maintain some value, either because of a lower print run or maybe because some of them are good. But anyway, that's just something to keep an eye on. So to kind of consider some of the sports games, as well as like racing games with animals. Some of the animal-based games kind of hold some value for the Wii. Just a note. Anyway, let's move on to some physical activity. We have Walk It Out. This was an uncommon game at one time, kind of pricey too at one time, but it's common now and it's clearly not worth much. We have some boxing games here. We have Don King Boxing, Showtime Championship Boxing, and Victorious Boxers Revolution. Let's see, we have All-Stars or WWE All-Stars. THQ is no longer in business, so that might be a publisher to watch out for. Let's see, and we have Madden 13 with the hologram or holographic colors or covers, excuse me. At one time, these were kind of sought after. Some of the sports games for the Wii also maintain or kind of hold some value too, because I believe they were done in a smaller print run in comparison to PlayStation 3 and 360. You know, a lot of people, they don't want to play a sports game on a Wii or a console without a traditional controller, understandably. So kind of watch out for the sports games when it comes to the Wii, because they actually may hold some value. Some of the fighters do as well. Godzilla Unleashed, I believe that game was reprinted by GameStop. Tatsunoko versus Capcom. That's one you might want to pick up. Tournament of Legends, Sega published. I played it, not that good if you ask me. Super Smash Bros. Brawl, you know how the first party titles are. Shonen Jump, One Piece Unlimited Adventure. This game was reprinted as well. I have a first print with the blue disc. Castlevania Judgment. Dragon Ball Revenge of King Piccolo. And Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. So that game was also released for the PlayStation 2. Not really sure which one is more valuable at the time or not, or currently. Moving on from that, I didn't exactly know what category to put these in, but I have some holiday games. Let's see, we have We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Destiny published. I told you to keep an eye out for some of those Destiny games. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Definitely all three of these could be considered shovelware, I suppose, but for the collectability purposes, I decided to pick them up. Who knows? Down the road, might end up letting my kids play them or something. You never know. Anyway, moving on from that. Potential shovelware here, but I've only seen it once and it, I don't know, beastly. Doesn't look that good. Don't know about this one. Spy Games Elevator Mission. Line Rider 2, Unbound 2. Some of the hidden item games or hidden object games kind of hold some value as well. Might be worth something in the future, never know. Escape from the Museum. We have also Titanic, Secrets of the Fateful Voyage. There's plenty of hidden object or hidden item games on the Wii, so it might be something to look out for. Moving on into some puzzle-based games. Army Rescue, Puzzle Kingdoms, Geon Cube, Groovin Blocks, Octomania, got some more here. We have Pinball Hall of Fame, the Gottlieb Collection. We have Kate West, the Vanishing Files. Agatha Christie, Evil Under the Sun. Geometry Wars Galaxies. Fritz Chess. Mercury Meltdown Revolution. Marvel Saga Kororimpa. And pretty good one here, Kororimpa Marvel Mania. Those are Marvel games, kind of desirable, harder to find. And moving on from that, we have Pinball Hall of Fame, the Williams Collection. We have Tetris Party Deluxe. Some of the more politically incorrect games here. Let's see, Calvin Tucker series. We have Redneck Farm Animals Racing Tournament and Redneck Jamboree. I don't know, just don't see them often, so I decided to pick them up. Don't know if they're good or not. That's the thing about the Wii. Sometimes you only see something once and you never see it again. You wish you picked it up, so that's kind of why I'm like, yeah, I might as well go pick it up. Plus, most of these Wii games are cheap. Anyway, moving on from that, let's see, another Deep Silver Published game, Secret Files Tunguska. I guess I said it right, I don't know. Hysteria Hospital Emergency Ward. I don't know what to say about that one. Okay, likely shovelware here, but that's part of collecting, I guess. Jerry Rice and Nidus Dog Football. I like dogs. Dogs are cool. I like football, so I guess why not combine the two? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, possibly shovelware. I don't know, but I've only seen it once, and that is Chuck E. Cheese's Party Games. I don't know. Might be fun to play with some friends. It's an inside joke with my girlfriend here, or fiance, I should say. Cold Stone Creamery. Scoop It Up. I don't know the appeal of this, but whatever. Decided to pick it up. It's real cheap. Balloon Pop. And I do have a special project planned for some of these shovelware games in the future. Just stay tuned to the channel, and you'll see. Super Fruit Fall. Hollywood Squares. Impossible Mission. Horrible looking cover there. And Rubik's World. So we're pretty much done with the puzzle or mystery based games, I guess. Moving on from that. Okay, let's get moving with some of these shooters and flying based games and aquatic based combat games. We have Metal Slug Anthology for Wii. Anytime I see those cheap, I pick them up. We have Ultimate Shooting Collection. Definitely one worth picking up. Nice little compilation of shmups. Castle Shikigami 3. Axis published. Good stuff. Sin and Punishment, Star Successor. Don't know, doesn't look great, but the Monkey King. It's actually like a shmup. Arcade port here. Gunblade, New York, and LA Machine Guns. Arcade Hits Pack, published by Sega. I think that one's considered kind of uncommon. We have Ocean Commander. I don't know, cheap game, little aquatic base shmup. Not good though, but whatever. Twin Strike Operation Thunder. Kid Adventures Sky Captain. Heavenly Guardian, which is the spiritual successor to the Pocky and Rocky series. This was also ported to the PlayStation 2. I do suggest picking up the PlayStation 2 version because you don't have to worry about those nunchuck attachment, which is a pain to use, if you ask me. Saint, not good. Another one is kind of considered harder to find. The Sky Crawlers, Innocent Aces, Exceed published. Might be something to watch out for, the Exceed games. This game is horrible. Counter Force, it's like a mech-based shooter, but you have to use the nunchuck attachment. Horrible, horrible game. I can only play it for like a minute. I had to turn it off. Mini Copter Adventure Flight. Actually heard pretty good stuff about this one. Axis published. Might want to look out for that one. Let's get it moving with some of these motion control based games, I guess. Or more motion control based games. A little bit of hack and slash. Mad World. Heard that was a pretty good one. Also have 2 copies of that one, so easy to pick up, pretty cheap. Let's see if I can pronounce this one right, because I think I pronounced it incorrectly in my last Wii Collection video. That's Ome Chambara Bikini Zombie Slayers. I think there's another one of these games on PlayStation 4. Anyway, as far as this one goes, I guess I've kind of heard good stuff about it. I don't see it in complete form often though, so I decided to pick it up. Let's see. Samurai Warriors 3. Sengoku Basara Samurai Heroes. Soul Calibur Legends. Spyborgs. Red Steel. Red Steel 2. We have now No More Heroes. First one. And No More Heroes 2. Desperate Struggle. Shonen Jump Bleach Shattered Blade. And Tenchu Shadow Assassins. So that pretty much concludes the hack and slash shooter kind of base games, combat based games with the motion controls. Moving on from that. Alright, we have nice Hudson soft published title here, Lost in Shadow. We also have Zack and Wiki. Heard good stuff about this one. Don't know about this one. Tornado Outbreak. Just saw it. It was published by Konami. It was a Konami game, so I decided to pick it up. Definitely one I don't see that often. Free running. At least not the NTSC US one. Also, kind of hard to find A Boy and His Blob, which is like a remake of the original back on NES. Dewey's Adventure, one of those kind of odd games that Konami has released within the last few years. Sonic Colors, actually a good Sonic game within the last decade, which is deviation from the norm. Don't get much good about the Sonic series these days. Let's see, some first party goodness. So we have Wario games. We have Wario Land Shake It and WarioWare Smooth Moves. Heard good stuff about those. More first party goodness. You know, the first party Nintendo titles typically do hold their value. Of course, they typically are quality as well. We have The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Of course, this was a cross-release with the GameCube. I prefer the GameCube version. And we have The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. We know how the Zelda games kind of maintain value. Okay. Kirby's Epic Yarn. Bomberman Land. More Hudson Soft. Do Play Control. Pikmin. Knights Journey of Dreams. Exceed Again. Ivy the Kiwi. Nice little puzzle kind of platformer game there. Keeping it moving. Got some good stuff here. Trauma Center New Blood. Trauma Center Second Opinion. And Trauma Team. So those are definitely ones worth picking up. Atlas. Quality Atlas titles. Had the hardest time finding Trauma Team. This one definitely got a reprint from GameStop. I really don't care about the value, but at one time this was a pretty expensive and or rare, for at least by Wii standards, game, and that was Calling. But as stated, it got a reprint, or GameStop just kind of held copies back and kind of made the game rare or desirable and opened up brand new copies and sold them as used, and they do that type of stuff. But anyway, Calling. I have a factory sealed one and an open copy. I don't know of any way to differentiate between the potential reprint and the first print. I don't know. Anyway, survival horror and puzzle. Curse Mountain, Deep Silver published. Let's see. Great game. Nice way to play the expensive PlayStation 1 version just with updated graphics, and that is Klonoa for the Wii. Possibly one of my favorite games on the Wii. Great action adventure platformer. You can actually use the classic controller and the GameCube controller. Bright colors, good music, nice story. Yeah, good game. Definitely worth picking up. And as stated, it's much cheaper than the original that's on the PlayStation 1. So, yeah, moving on from that, we have New Super Mario Bros. Wii. We already know about the new Super Mario Bros. Games. Typical linear platformer for the most part, but it was pretty fun. Can be chaotic with 4 players, especially when they're trying to mess you up on purpose. My fiance and her brother have done that numerous times with me. Anyway, Mushroom Man, the Spore Wars. Heard good stuff about that one. Deadly Creatures, heard good stuff about this one as well. Don't see it that often. As well as this one, Jaws Ultimate Predator. I believe this was also ported to the PlayStation 2 as well. Maybe even Xbox, I'm not sure. I don't know. right, got some more first party stuff here. Metroid Prime. We got Metroid Prime 3 Corruption and the polarizing, controversial Metroid Other M, which I have not played beyond like an hour in. It's kind of hard for me to get into. Not really a fan of the motion controls in general. And one of my favorite games of all time here, we have Kirby's Return to Dreamland. I heard this one has received a reprint because it was a late Wii release, but it was a really good quality title by HAL Labs and Nintendo. And Kirby games tend to be good. This is a great platformer, bright, colorful, great music, great story for the most part. Not that challenging, but that's what the Kirby series is known for, a little bit more kid and or casual friendly. The controls are pretty simple. You don't need the nunchuck. Great game. Plus it has a nice little shmup section near the end of the game. Great game. Definitely in my top 10 favorite games of all time. And finally, we're going to get to some of the other stuff here. Some of the RPGs. Let's see. Dokapon Kingdom. Atlas. This game did receive a reprint. It was reprinted twice. The original print came with a blue disc, blue and white disc, no color disc, and a case and a manual. The first time it was reprinted, it came with a case and manual, but the disc was in color. And the second time it was reprinted, it just came as disc only in color. I believe GameStop is responsible for that reprint. But I have two first prints right there. So that's nice. Moving on from there, we have Operation Rainfall here. We got The Last Story, Pandora's Tower, and Xenoblade Chronicles. We already know the deal about Xenoblade Chronicles, at least the original, and what GameStop had going on with opening up brand new copies of them and selling them as used so they could not have to comply with, you know, the suggested retail price or whatever. Moving on from that, we have Valhalla Knights Elder Saga. Heard bad things about this one, but it is Exceed published. I like to pick up the Exceed based or the Exceed games for the Wii. Little King's Story. Heard good stuff about that one. Had a hard time finding it though. Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of the New World. Final Fantasy, Crystal Chronicles, the Crystal Bears. I don't know if I really consider this one a RPG, but seems to be hack and slash, and you know, Final Fantasy is an RPG series or whatever. Forgive me if it's in the wrong category. Maybe this one too. Dragon Quest Swords, Square Enix published game. I do see HP. I do see a magic power meter down there, so I suppose this could be considered an RPG. Hack and slash, action RPG maybe. Okay. All right, moving on from that, we have Authorized Fantasia. Glad to have that one. Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. This one received a reprint as well. According to both of these, I actually have the receipts on both of these some type of way. Sometimes you get lucky and the original owner will leave the receipt in the case, and these are original release versions of the game. But as stated, Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn did receive a reprint or release. Okay, Sakura Wars, So Long My Love, NIS published. Heard good stuff about this one, played it a little bit. This is actually a port over from the PlayStation 2. Nice RPG. Starts off kind of slow though, but glad to have it as part of the collection. Don't know if I consider this RPG or survival horror or action adventure or whatever, but Fragile Dreams, Farewell, Ruins of the Moon, XC published. I believe this one may have been reprinted. You kind of see back there, you see that R. So GameStop has done something with this one. It looked brand new. The case, cover art, everything looked like it was untouched. So it's possible that was a brand new game just sold as used. RPG, Super Paper Mario. I'll get around to it one day. I'm not really interested in playing Mario RPGs though. Sorry. Alien Syndrome. I believe this was considered an RPG. It does have some RPG elements. Whatever, Sega published, why not? Phantom Brave, We Meet Again. I do not have a slipcover for it, but it's in good condition. I have to have it. And we have the Room Factory games. Room Factory Tides of Destiny, and the one I had a harder time finding, and that is Room Factory Frontier. So have to have these as part of the collection. Natsume and Marvelous Entertainment folks, I believe. So yeah. Of course, also it says on the back, distributed by Exceed. So there you go. All right, moving on from that, and we have my favorite game of all time, surprisingly enough, on the Wii. You know how I kind of talked about the Wii being notorious for shovelware, but there are plenty of diamonds in the rough. It just requires, you know, just some sifting through garbage. You got to go out there and look. Sometimes it's helpful to have people that are knowledgeable about the console and the games, what type of genre you like. Keep that stuff in mind. But definitely, this is a great game. Ignition published it. I believe VanillaWare is responsible for it. This is a great action RPG, great story, nice controls. You can actually use the GameCube controller as well as the classic controller on it. Great hand-painted artwork. Muramasa, the Demon Blade. I cannot brag about this game enough. This is my favorite game of all time. This game actually was also released on the Vita by the name of Muramasa Rebirth. I believe it's an updated version with supposedly better graphics and more characters and features and whatnot. But this is the original. So I'm happy to have it. Great game, as stated. Great story, great action. It's action RPG, but it's not too slow. It's not really, of course, it's not turn-based. But there's plenty of strategy involved. You can't just hack mindlessly at enemies. You got your blades can actually snap, so you have to be strategic. You have to alternate using your blades. It's a great game. I cannot brag on it enough. Nice difficulty curve, colorful, wide variety of bosses and places to explore, great replay value, and you get to use alchemy in the sense of forming or making new blades, which have both defensive and offensive properties, and each blade has its own respective special attack. Great game. Anyway, that kind of concludes my Wii collection. As stated before, if you have some experience with these games, feel free to comment below. I already know some of these are shovelware games, so my standards with the Wii are not as high as, let's say, my GameCube collection on the PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1, but the Wii is a cool console to collect for. There are plenty of good games. You just have to do some searching, and you might find something you like. And also, I seem to have forgotten my special edition, so let me get those taken care of. We have Kirby's Dream Collection. That is a great compilation of games. I have an open copy here. I got secondhand from GameStop, and I have a sealed copy here. The anniversary Kirby's Dream Collection Special Edition has the things down there in the box. I just never got around to opening. I don't want to. So there you go. I have an open copy. Great compilation of games. You have Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby's Adventure, Kirby's Dream Land 2, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Land 3, and Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. Great game, great compilation, great way to save some money too, especially for the Super Nintendo titles, because those are pretty expensive. So good things do come out of these collections. Moving on from that, we have the Mario Anniversary, 25th Anniversary collection. I believe this was released around 2010, I believe, 11, something like that. Anyway, yeah, 2010. It has the Super Mario All-Stars. I was kind of disappointed it does not have Super Mario World on it, but there are plenty of ways to play Super Mario World. This right here, this collector's edition has a Super Mario History soundtrack CD as well as a Mario History booklet. And I believe it has some video features as well. The games include Super Mario Brothers, the original Super Mario Brothers, The Lost Levels, which is actually the real Super Mario Brothers 2, but people in Japan decided that we weren't capable of handling how difficult or challenging the game really was, so they gave us this one, the Super Mario Brothers 2 as we know, and we got Super Mario Bros. 3, great game there too. So great little compilation. I believe this one was reprinted as well or redistributed. I don't know if it came in a collector's edition, may just have been the case, the manual, and of course the disc in there, not with the box and whatnot. So that's that. And we know this one for sure got a reprint, but there's ways to differentiate it from its original print. And it's quite obvious. We have the Metroid Prime Trilogy Steelbook Edition, the original prints here that comes with the steelbook and the artwork and all that other stuff in the sleeve here. The reprint, GameStop did a reprint, and it's just a traditional Wii case, white case, cover art that's like that, and a manual in there, no other special bonuses. Pretty cool to actually have the originals here, but I'd rather play the originals on their respective consoles, except for like Metroid Prime 3, because 3 was released on the Wii. I'd rather play Metroid Prime 1 and 2 on the GameCube, so I don't have to deal with the motion controls. Anyway, that's it for the collection. If you got any suggestions for me of games I should check out, feel free to comment below. Yep, that's my Wii collection for 2016. So thanks for watching. If you like what you see, you know how to stick around, and I appreciate that. So have a good one. About to cut to a quick overview shot of the collection, and that'll be it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace.